Hey guys, welcome back again. This is Uyegas. Um, we have a logo design class coming up now, and I decided to do an Instagram contest. So you can go ahead and follow our page, ProTip Designs. So you can see on this contest, I decided to do a vote. I uploaded 15 logos, and I said I will design whichever come out tops in terms of voting. So this logo came out top. So stay tuned and watch how this is done live. Thank you. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome back again. It's Uyegas, your host. We are going to have this logo designed right here in the class. So I did a branding for this company, and you can see I did cards. We have cards. We have the whole branding outlook. Meanwhile, this is the logo. So, but I'm going to be designing this logo, and if possible, I will show you how this came about in the class. So please stay tuned. So we're going to create a new document. I like designing my logos in very, very high resolution. And remember, we're using Photoshop. Photoshop is optimized for raster graphics, but I'm going to show you how you can do your logos in vector, even in Photoshop. So it is very important you stay tuned throughout this class so you get to know how I do this live. So I like designing my logo basically in 5000 by 5000 at 500 dpi, and I'm gonna go ahead and create that. So it gives me this kind of square paper, and then I can work on my logo. The reason why I like working on a square is because a logo, you don't want a logo to be too long or too tall. So because there's that space it tends to capture, there's that space it tends to hold, especially when it's very long. It becomes hard to fit it into things like complimentary cards, things like your letterhead. So you want a logo that is mostly fitted into a square, or something that has a form ratio that is longer than it is taller. So those are the kind of things you want to watch out for when doing your logo designs. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up this. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to do a Command A to select all, Command C to copy, and then I'm going to paste it over here, Command V. So let's know exactly what we are working with. So let's go ahead and work. So firstly, you see this logo is comprised of this leaf shape, and you have fix it energy, the future is green, and then some design work you are seeing here. So I'm going to tell you how each of these came about one at a time. So just listen. So now, firstly, I was looking for something. It's a biogas company, so I wanted to do something that represented gas, and then also show that it is natural. It came from nature, and at the end of the day, give this natural renewable feel. So I decided to go for a leaf. A leaf represents something from nature, and then the leaf is now shaped to look like a flame. That flame shows gas. It's basically shows energy, convertible energy, that's heat energy, and the color gives it that green feel to show it's renewable. So it's a very, very lovely logo, and it's one of the logo I love that I actually did. So while this fix it energy is basically a font, I started out doing my own drawings using lines to create the font because I wanted this relaxed looking simple feel. But at the end of the day, I did a search and I was able to come up with a very nice font that worked for the design. And this is also a font energy. Now I got this from FreePick, and I'm going to put the link in the description so you can see how I get my design asset. I'm going to attribute the author of this, and then obviously this is just black, and then this is one of the slogans of the company. So this is basically from FreePick, but I did it again so I can get more control over the colors. I did a couple of colors of this thing before I got the right one that fitted the work I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and start designing, and let's hope we get this done in a very short while. So firstly, we'll be drawing the leaf shape. So I didn't come about this at once. It's something that I drew over and over again. So we're going to be using the pen tool. So since I already know what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and do something nice with it. So go to the pen tool. This is the pen tool you are seeing here. Why I like using the pen tool for this is that the pen tool is a vector tool. So you can scale it to as much pixels as you want. Look at this. We are going to scale this and you see it's already breaking loose. This is at 400%. 400%. Even at 300%, it doesn't look good. 200% is still not looking all that sharp. So, but we are going to do the same test after using the pen tool to draw. So you see how crisp it is even at 1,000%. So pen tool. So firstly, I have a spot here. I have another spot here. So I'm going to drag. So I just created that. And then I have another one here. So these are, don't bother if it's not coming out well. We are going to adjust every single bit of this. So that's basically not a problem. So we want to give it some curves. And then we look at doing this. So we have another curve here. So like I said, don't mind how ugly you might be looking at first. You just want to get your basic form. So that's it. And then we have something that is more like coming this way. So I'm going to create a point here and then lock it up here. So that looks very ugly, but by the time I'm done refining it, you would love this. So let's zoom in and let's see what we can do. I'm going to drag it in a bit so it's in focus. So let's go ahead and start working on this point one after the other. I'm going to reduce this all the way to here. Somewhere around here looks good. So we still have that control and that. So you can see I'm just dragging the hair. I'm going to take this inside so it doesn't affect my curving. So I'm going to curve this more. I'm just following the templates. Obviously, you know, when I did this logo, I didn't have something to follow up with, so I just drew it out of my mind. But I'm trying to work to get something really exact here. So that's basically why you're seeing me following up and doing what I'm doing. So let's just go ahead and work on this shape. So that looks good. This came out a whole lot and it went up a whole lot. So I'm going to drag this to give it that fullness. And then this is going to come inside to create that sharp point that we have. So you see, basically we're already getting somewhere. You know, this is too wide, so we're still going to come in a bit. And I still want to give it some thickness. And then this place, let's take it in like this. And let's work on the final bit. You see, very easily I'm almost getting exactly what I want. And you can easily get this yourself. It's just all about thinking and conceptualization. You just want to make sure you have, I always sketch. I'm still one of those old school guys that still sketch. So that's my style. I sketch first, then I move into the computer and then start bringing out a realization of every single thing I've done on my computer or on my notebook. So I like how that looks. It looks a bit more robust here. So maybe we might want to reduce something so it looks a little bit thinner. This is more curved. So we can shorten it and then give this more spin. We can take this in more. Take this in more. And we're almost getting there, you can see. So I'm just gonna take this more inside. So I think I get exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna remove this and click somewhere else. So basically we have our, our tool out there. So it's in the parts. You can see it in parts. It's telling me that there's a work part here. So what I like doing immediately after that is still while using my part selection tool, I right click on it and I say define custom shape. So you can actually use it to create a vector mask. You can delete the part. You can make selection with it. If I click make selection, it will select. I don't want that, but that's going to make it a raster graphics, not a vector graphics. So you can stroke it, you can fill it. So me, I'm just going to do define custom shape. And I'm going to save it as leaf. You can see it looks very good right there. So I'm going to save it as leaf and then click OK. So now, immediately after that, I just go straight to my rectangle tool, whatever here, and then choose custom shape tool. Now watch the magic. You see, I've drawn a whole lot of shapes over the time, and then I'm just going to click this. It has selected, and then I'll just click somewhere on the design, and then click OK. So now, it has basically created that shape for me. You have it here. I can actually change the color so we get to see it more. So there you have it. Ain't that lovely? That is so lovely, and that is so good. So almost similar, very, very similar to what we have right there. So I'm going to reduce this. So we already have our basic logo form. We are going to put a gradient on this. So what I normally do is, now let's check. Let's do that test. Let's just do that test. Let's put them side by side. And we are going to zoom. And you see if we lose a single quality on the vector. You see the raster is already blurring out. But the vector, though it looks blurred, is because we are at a very, very high percentage. But no matter how much we zoom, so let's increase this. Let's Command T, transform this to a very large size. Let's see what's going to happen. So we are transforming that to a very, very large size. And so you see how large that is. That's very large. You see, it lost a whole lot of quality. But then let's take this guy over here and then let's transform him. In fact, I'm going to go all the way. That is pretty very large. So I'm just going to put just the tip here so you get to see how sharp the tip still looks. Sorry. I'm just going to redo that one more time so we still have our size. So look at how sharp that is. That looks really sharp compared to this. So that's basically what vector is. So I'm going to undo all these I've done. Just take them back to their original sizes. And we have that over there. So what I'm going to do now is add a gradient. So go to our gradient tool. And then I did some settings before. So I'm just going to take everything back to normal. The opacity is still normal. This is a golden gradient I did some time ago. So I can choose basically any one for a start. And then we're not going to edit it. So let's choose the right angle we are looking for. I'm going to move it from reflected. I'm putting it at linear because I'm looking for a linear gradient. So I'm going to put it at minus 45 looks good. Yes. So also you want to design your logo in such a way that it can be recreated. You know, it's meant to represent the brand. I would not want when someone else is recreating it or they want to, maybe you even lost the file yourself, you want to recreate it, it's now looking different. You want to do it in such a way that you remember everything. That's why I like using special angles like 45, 30. So I know this is what I used. This is what I used. Not like using a random number like 73. Come on, who's going to remember that in the next 6 years? So and also you can always create a document. Like I always create a branding document, a branding brochure for every design I do for the logo. So you can always do that and you can put in those details there. So it makes your work look more professional at the end of the day. So we're going to edit this and we're going to choose a color. So right here, I'm going to click on this. And then I used a kind of lemon color. You can see we're almost getting there. So we'll have something like this. And you can do whatever you want, basically. Me, I'm just trying to recreate what I did before. So I'll just click here to, okay, that's because, that happened because we've not applied the effect. So it's not there yet. It's still recognizing that it was red. So you have to take note of that. So I'm still gonna go back there and choose another green color. I think this is close to what we have. So I'm just gonna click this. You can go ahead if you want to get exactly what I have. Copy this number. For the bottom side, I'm using 96D335. 96D335. Okay, so we're gonna okay that. We're gonna key that in, or and you can use this for the top. I use DEF5A8, so you can use that too. So I'm gonna click OK, OK, and there we have our leaf correctly done. So now fix it is what we're gonna type next. FIXIT. So it's using the font for this. I'm just going to change the font. I use Concord Retro. So you can always get your fonts at font bundles. You can also check some other sites, Envato, Creative Market, and these fonts could be available for less than $10. So you can get the font and you get a license to use the font. So that's pretty very important. Something you should look out and try do. So I'm going to reduce the tracking. Okay, so that looks about right. So I'm going to transform this, make it bigger. So remember, we are just trying to recreate this. So somewhere around here looks good. You know, all these many adjustments, I did them even while still working on the logo. Like it took me a whole lot of time to work on it. So because I'm recreating it, it looks very easy. It looks just very normal, like I'm doing a normal thing. But trust me, a whole lot of effort goes into making this thing work and look as good as it looks. So I'm gonna make this black. So you see, basically we are already recreating it, and it's actually quite looking very easy here. But trust me, like I said, the original work wasn't that easy. So we're gonna add energy. So I did a whole lot for this brand. I did cards, brochure, letterheads, logo. So it was a complete design package, and I was basically handling their branding. So that's basically it. So I used the purple color here. The purple color was to signify energy. You know, something like a purple blue. Yeah, something around this. Let's just change the font back to featured. So you see we're almost there. So I'm just gonna take it up, take it up, take it this way, this way. So now I'm using 8706C3, 8706C3. So you can also use that. So I'm going to make the font maybe 20, something more conventional. So let's do 20. And that applies. Then I'm gonna drag this to increase the spacing to like 800, so it gives it that space. So lovely. So what I want to do is also increase it more. Yes, I'm looking for a balance point. I want it to look very visually balanced and nice at the same time. So I want to take this up a bit so I don't create too much negative space in between. And there you have it, just about there. So I like what I see. This looks good. So you can see the colors are basically different. Let me just go ahead and do you the favor of selecting the exact color. So I'm just going to use my eyedropper to pick this. So actually the exact color is 8868BD. So that looks much more. It looks a little bit fainter, so maybe I didn't get it correctly. So just zoom in. Yes, more like it. So 6B43AE. 6B43AE is the right color. So you can see that looks vibrant, that looks lovely. So I'll go ahead and hide this layer and then bring this to focus. So I'm going to select all three at the same time and put it in a group. Remember, fonts are always vector. No matter how you stretch fonts, they always look good. So basically, this is a logo design, and you already see how a logo is done. So guys, we have just designed the logo. Please stay tuned. Remember, this is what we are working towards. So the link to the next video is just going to be right up there. And so you can see the next video that is going to be coming up, so we can complete this design to the finish. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss when that video will be out, and also hit the like button so this video will be recommended to others. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.